Now student, this is our building, and now we can calculate heating and cooling load of this building. So for that, first of all we select this our first level. So we have different areas, like this is dining hall and this is HU room, and these are all rooms. So now we create spaces. In first step we create space. For that, in Revit, first of all we can duplicate our floor plan. So first of all I will duplicate my first floor plan, and then we can duplicate our second floor plan. So write the name of this, rename it, and write here space. So I will edit this and write here spaces at create spaces at level 1. Similarly rename this, and now create spaces at level 2 at second at our first floor. This is our ground floor and first floor. Now select this space, mechanical spacing 1. So from here space option you can select this space. This is our space and zone option. You can select a space. So after clicking on this, we select this tag on placement. So click here and then click on modify tab and then select this space. So here you see this is my property palette. So here we define upper and lower limit of space. So our space starting from this 0, and then it end at 12.79 feet from our ground floor. So this is the limit of space. So here now after that again go back to floor plan. So here first of all we write our space number. This is our first space, and here you can write the name of space. So we have dining hall, so write here dining and write here hall. This is our dining hall. So element have duplicate number value, click OK, then go here. So here you see here we can define our condition type. If we only need heated of, if we only heating this space, then select this heated. If we only cool this space, then select this cooling. So we can heat it and cool over space. We require heating and cooling load both, that's why we select this heated and cooled. So if this is only natural ventilation, if we only ventilated this, then select this. So we select this heated and vented. So now from here we can select the space type. So here you write dining. So you select this dining area of hotel. So now here we define all these things. Area per person, generally we take this area per person 10 feet square. So here from internet you can select this. So area per person requirement for dining, by rule of thumb for one person we take 18 feet square, but most one person is fit in 10 feet square. So we have if you have space limit, then you take 10 feet per square. So now here we define sensible and cooling load for this. So now sensible and cooling load for per person. So here this is a chart from ASHRAE book. So here you see this is if a person is at rest. As you know that in mostly cases a person is at rest, then how much heat they will generate is the total is 100 watt, and 70 is sensible, and 30 is latent at rest. So here we write here for sensible 70, or we'll write here 75, give some space, and here for latent per person is 30 watt. So we check again from this again for occupant light office, which is 75 and 45. So we take this for light office work, 70 and 40, 75 and 45 watt. Okay, so lighting load density, as you know that in hotel people are generally seated and they are doing very light work, so we select this 75 watt for sensible and 45 latent. Now next is over lighting, I think is lighting load, lighting heat gain per person. So from Google we check lighting load density for per person. For dining we have 22.39 watt per meter square or 2.08. so here is watt per meter square, so we write here 22.5 watt per meter square. So 0.39 we write 22.5. so next we have also this power load density per person. So now we write here in Google power load density for dining, so you can check here for 9.80 watt per meter square for cafeteria and fast food restaurants and all. So we select this 9.80 for dining. So infiltration, as you know that infiltration is that the leakage of air from building. So generally in dining halls we have very low infiltration, so we write here 1 CFM. 1 is very high, so we write 0.5 CFM per 0.5 CFM per square foot. Plenum, so occupancy, here you write restaurant schedule. So restaurant occupancy is, as you know that at 12 am there is 15%, 1 am at 1 am we have very low. Similarly at morning from 6 p.m. from at 7 am in dining people's there are a lot of people, so we write here at least 25. so here at 8 am this is also a breakfast time, so at 9 am also some people come for dining, so we write at 12 p.m. Yes, 12 p.m. no, 80% not, at least 40% come for lunch. It's lunch time, so at 1 am 1 p.m. yes, about 70%. Similarly at 2 p.m 70% at least people come for lunch. At 3 p.m. you can write 40% because some people are late. At no, it's very high, 10% you write here. Similarly at 5 p.m. we have also 10% for dinner. So at 6 p.m. we have also 20% for dinner, but at 7 it is okay. At 9 80% people. At 10 we have 50% in London, and at 11 20% is okay. So okay, now this is our schedule setting for hotels. Similarly for lighting schedule, it's office lighting 6 to 11 p.m. or we write here 6 to 11 p.m. is okay. Next we have power scheduling. It's also 6 to a.m. to 11 p.m. And now outdoor air per person requirement for dining area. So from Google we check as per standard. So fresh air per person is you have see 11 cfm per person. So we write here 11 cfm per person. So air changes for we write here air changes. Air changes per person is according to restaurant to maintain 6 to 8 air changes per hour. So we go at maximum, so we write 8 air changes per person. So here we write outdoor air method. So we select, we have different we write by maximum, by air changes, by people, and all these. So we have cooling, heating set point is 21, cooling is you can write okay 22 centigrade, or which is humidify. Okay, so in this way we set our dining area. Similarly here you write building construction. So you write here, you write the material of we have building exterior 8-inch lightweight concrete, interior walls we have interiors, yes we have ceiling, we also have floor. So write door. So here we write metal, exterior window, all these things. So right here, so here you can write edit people, not by space type. You can select here by space type. In space type we define number of people and all these things. So electric load we also select this by space type, because in space type we define all these things. Select OK. So now in this way we can define space. We only created this space for dining hall. Now in next videos we can create space for each hall, and then we calculate cooling load.